First and foremost, are you going to be going for an interview for a software developer?
Yes, because
Okay, so your chances are strong. It's on the critical skills list. So, software development, software developers are on the critical skills list,
yes,
or short skills is a short skill in New Zealand. So your chances are going to be high. So of getting the job. So when they talk about a when they talk about a behavioral interview, they'll probably do this methodology. It will be the STAR methodology. STA. Hold on. It's competency based behavioral questionnaire or behavioral questions. STAR. S. Come on, Bridget. STAR. Okay. So what will happen is they will turn around and they will ask you for a real life example. Okay, so let's
yeah,
use an example and let's say, Elon, how do you handle pressure? Okay, so the S is situational. Okay,
okay,
so you then have to go back to a time. So you say, when I worked at company A, I was inundated with a huge workload. Okay, right. Then you say, what was the top? What did you have to do? What was the task at hand? Okay.
okay.
So if you tell me and I'm gonna help you. Tell me about a time, Elon, where you had to handle pressure at work.
Okay. Well, it was a short time ago. I worked at my current company. I
Yeah.
we faced we have to face some difficult questions problems during the development and the
Okay. So yeah. Hold on. So at my current company, yeah, that's the situation. We had some challenging problems to solve, right?
yeah.
That's your situation, right? Right. So what was the task? What did you have to do?
I had to finish my task with a short time, but I which I didn't learn ever. So I
Okay,
have
so hold on. So what you would say is we had tight deadlines and had to action things having never done them before, right?
yeah,
Okay. So what did you do?
and and I had to to learn the new skills and the knowledge uh, quickly, and also try to make try to make a quick quick demo for the task, and then at the same time I asked my co-workers for help to help me to finish my work on time.
Okay. And what was the outcome?
And I finished
What
the
was the result?
and I
Yeah.
finished the task on time, and also learned a lot of new skills. So and also prepared for the next task. So in this way, I could finish the works in the future more quickly.
Okay. That's a behavioral based question.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's called behavioral based, behavioral based interviewing, otherwise known as competency uh, based interviewing. Okay. So what they're doing, so that is how you would always answer your questions. So it would be, what is the situation you in, or whatever it is? What is the task that you had to do? How did you action it? And what was the outcome? What was the result? And if you stick to this formula, you'll get it. Now I'm not going to help you. Let me ask you another question. Um, Tell me about a time that you um had tell me about a time when you had to handle a difficult client. Now go according to this formula. Answer me like this, in that order.
Uh, did you mean that I how I deal with the difficult customers?
Tell me about a time that you had to deal with a very difficult customer.
Okay. Uh,
First, when was this and where was this? What was the situation?
okay. Well, at at the at the at the last company named Alibaba, I have to do some pre-sales work. So I had to deal with some clients directly, and and at a time I I I faced a very difficult clients who asked me to do something very difficult, and especially that this this task is not included in our services. So I therefore I had to report this situation to my manager, and asked her for help, and then because I wanted to help the clients to solve the problem, but I have to do a lot of work. So I asked the manager to confirm.
What to do?
Yeah,
To confirm. Okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
can confirm
yeah.
if I can do this for the clients. And then
Yes,
after I get the answer yes, then I try to hello.
execute it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
execute it.
I help the clients to solve the problem. Yeah, and the result
That was the,
result is that the I solve the problem correctly.
yeah, good.
Then
And you have a happy client.
yeah, and the clients give me a good feedback. And also
Is it? That's
I
yeah.
I conclude the knowledge, and also prepared for the for other customers.
It also helped you prepare for future customers.
Yes, exactly.
So it helped you prepare for future customers. Do you see the method? So that's your behavioral based. It goes back. So what they're doing is they're looking at your past behavior
Yes.
because past behavior determines current behavior. Okay. So they will ask you questions about what you did in the past to do something. And they if they're doing it properly, they'll say to you, we are now looking at your time management ability, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll ask you a question and they'll say, tell me about a time where you were unable to manage your time effectively. Then you've got to go back and tell them about that time. And if you stick to this formula, you'll be perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's behavioral based questioning. Okay. So start you can start predicting the kinds of questions they'll ask because I don't know what they'll ask you. Okay?
Okay.
You can maybe go and I don't know. Uh, uh, um, they could ask you about a particular problem, a specific software development problem that you had to resolve.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then you got to go and tell them what the situation was, what did you do, da 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 da, da the whole formula. Okay, that's one part of it. The other part is you'll get normal questions as well. Okay,
Okay.
where they'll turn around and ask you questions like, um, one of the things that New Zealand looks for is, are you very committed to relocating? Because if you're not, if you, they're not going to take you. So you got to show that you are very eager and why to relocate to the country, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to show that you're committed. All right. What visa do you have? Just Chinese, or
Uh,
have you got a New Zealand visa
yes, I got a work visa. Uh,
for New Zealand?
yeah, for New Zealand, and
Excellent. And when's it valid until?
named working holiday visa.
Working holiday is different. Working holiday is different to work visa. Okay. The reality of the matter is you say the reality is I have a working holiday visa, um, but would have to apply for a work visa. However, however, I understand that I am on the skills shortage list, so I would assume that won't um, be a problem.
Yeah.
Working holiday is different to a work visa.
Yes.
It's when you go there, you can work when you're on holiday, you can carry on with your business, but a work permit is very different. Then they're going to ask if you need relocation assistance. Do you require relocation assistance? Why do you want to relocate to New Zealand? Um, what value will you add to our country? You see the different kinds of questions. Um, what else did you? I just want to see some more. Yeah, they will ask where would you like to be based? Do you want to be in a in a in a city, i.e., Auckland, or are you open to being based at one of our remote offices, meaning not in the city?
Yeah.
So do you have to work in the city, or are you okay to go and work in a small town? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, contractually, contractually, I would only qualify for what the visa dictates. And in my understanding, I think I'm right. Um, you receive a 3-year work visa, isn't it? So they have to align their contracts to your work visa. You understand? So that's not up to you. That's up to them.
Yeah.
Does the company does the company uh are they allowed to sponsor you? Can they sponsor you? Is it a big company?
Yeah. I have to apply for a big company and ask them to
Yeah,
qualify.
sponsor you.
Yeah, sponsor
Yes.
for me.
So yeah.
And
So that's why your visa and the contract have to be they have to talk. The dates on your visa have to be the same on the dates of your contract. You understand?
yeah.
So if they only give you 1 year, a 1 year visa, if the government only gives you 1 year, then your contract's only going to be 1 year. If they give you 3 years, so then your answer would be, uh, I would expect my contract of employment to align with the visa. I would expect my contract of employment to align with the visa that is approved. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you want to know? Any expectations for your next job opportunity? Um, uh, are you meaning your career aspirations? What are you aspiring to achieve in your career?
Yeah.
How old are you now, Elon? How old are you now?
I'm 31 years old.
Okay, so all right. So then say, if I have to look at a 4-year plan, so if I had to look at my career aspirations for the next few years until I'm 35, yeah, okay, I will, I would like to work towards being a solution architect. Example, I don't know what you want to be. What is your career aspiration?
Yeah,
Do you
something.
want to be a solution architect?
Yeah, something like this. I'd like to become
Yeah,
or expert uh, in my industry.
I'd like to uh, become an expert in my industry, in the industry,
In the
in
industry.
the industry. Okay. Um, and then what does that mean? Once you're an expert, so you want to be a specialist, you want to be an expert, you don't want to be a manager.
Exactly. I'm not
Okay. So,
interested.
so my aspirations are to be a specialist in my field.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm
Something
not.
like that.
I'm not interested in the management.
Management, that's it. So you get the specialist route. So you don't even have to say, I'm not interested in management. You just say, my aspiration is to be a specialist in the field, an
Yeah.
expert specialist, could even say expert specialist, expert specialist. Do you plan on studying further?
Not yet.
Okay, what I would say anyway is I would say something to the effect of, I just want to move this up for you. Um, um, hold on. With the consideration, with the consideration of studying further in New Zealand. That they'll love that.
Yeah.
They'll love that. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Is it helping you?
Of course, because I have the specific work visa named working holiday. I have to seek a big company to respond me for.
Not necessarily a big company. You need a company that is allowed to sponsor you.
Yeah.
Okay. Which means that some small companies have also got approval to sponsor. So if you go and look on the internet, go to the the skill shortage, that area on the Home Affairs where you see your short skills,
Yes.
and you can also see who are the sponsorship companies. They're
Yeah.
also listed there. They're there. You can go and find the sponsorship companies online, and
Yes.
then you will see all the companies that you can apply to. Don't waste your time going to a company that can't sponsor, because they won't. You won't get in, because they've got to go through a whole process to become a sponsor. So go to the companies that can, and they are already approved. They're on the website. They're on the website.
Yeah, I have prepared
Carry on.
for this information, and also if I find a job, I'd like to opportunity, I'd like to I will search in the immigration organization website.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
where it will tell me if this company can respond me.
That's it. There's a whole lot of it's all listed on their website, on their government website.
Yeah, correctly.
All the sponsorship companies. So you'll see them all there. Some are small, some are medium, some are big. They're different. Most are big. Most are big. But because it's a skill shortage, there's smaller companies that will also, because you would be a tier one. You would qualify as a tier one, which is top of the range because it's a it's just it's a short skill. Okay, so
Yeah.
you shouldn't have a problem. Any other questions about it?
Well, when it comes to the question that why you choose to move to New Zealand, can I say that uh, I am very into the work-life balance, and I think the New Zealand has the this kind of uh, advantageous style. I think
But take it one step forward. Take it one step back. So let me just do something here. Say, as I am sure you are, as I am certain or sure you are aware, the lifestyle in my country is very demanding, right? Or work, is it demanding or work intensified? Or work is very, I'm just trying to think of the right word for you. It's very demanding. Let's just say that. New Zealand appeals to me very much because the work life balance is prominent in your country and something I seek. I am a family man. They place a lot on family. I am a family man, um, and you could say that if you wanted, because I love family. I am a family man, and it. I'm just trying to think of a good answer, and it would, and it makes sense to spend quality time at both work and home. Something like that.
yeah,
As I'm sure you're aware, the lifestyle in my country is work intense. You could say work intense. Work intense is work intense, work intensive. New Zealand appeals to me very much because the work-life balance is prominent in your country, and something myself, my family, and myself seek. Um, Quality time is, and then you can say whatever you want to say, is
Okay.
essential, or you could use a word. Yeah. So something like that. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good answer. It's a good answer because they do like balance. They're very much into the balance. What other questions are worrying you?
Well, like the uh, why you leave your current job? Uh, I
Uh, okay, that's easy to answer. That's easy to answer. You don't, because it didn't offer you, your hours are too intense for you to be able to focus on finding another position,
yeah.
isn't it? How many hours a day were you working?
It's about 11 or 20, 12.
So say um I uh, my previous in my previous job in my previous job I was working approximately 12 hours a day, which did not afford me the opportunity to focus on getting a new role. I had to resign to give myself the capacity to look for a more ideal position. Something like that.
Yeah, sounds great.
Something like that. Okay. Because you didn't have time, right?
Yeah.
You could work with that. Okay. Anything else?
Uh, 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 Something like uh, it's about the salary requirements. In actually, I just want to get a permanent work visa. So actually I don't I don't
Don't even say that. Don't tell them that you want to go for permanent work visa because they may not take you then. So stay away from that. Say, say, my main aspiration is to work in New Zealand. A secondary factor would be remuneration, and my expectation would be a fair market related
yeah
salary.
yeah
Finished.
maybe I can give my current salary and uh, s-
Look, you could give it, but I don't know because there's different. You could give them your current one, but there's different cost of living indices, and they've got to do the calculation. Okay, so say your expectation would be a fair market related salary, but my first aspiration is to work in New Zealand. A secondary factor would be remuneration, Um, and perhaps you could say, and perhaps my most recent salary would be a good guideline for you. And then you take your pay slip or something.
Yeah.
So it's a secondary factor. Tell them it's a secondary factor. It's obviously important because you got to live. Okay.
Okay.
But but you could have a look at this and we could take it from there. But it's not it's not it's not the predetermining condition. So salary is not the most important. Um, um, Working in New Zealand is my main is first and foremost in my uh, first and for is first. I'm just trying to think of the best way to say it. It's not salary is not the predetermined is not my predetermining condition, comma working in New Zealand is full stop.
Yeah.
Finished. Full stop.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Okay, you comfortable?
Yeah.
So just go and practice a few questions where they could ask you this formula because that's behavioral based. So think about questions they could ask you around that and just have the scenarios in your head. How do I handle pressure? How do I handle conflicts at the office? How do I handle that kind of problem? How do I deal with a client when there's a time difference, different time zones, whatever? Okay. But they're also going to ask you technical questions, eh? So be ready. You're going to get technical questions.
Yeah.
Okay, they always have a technical side. You're going to be bombarded you're going to be bombarded with technical questions. Maybe not in the first interview, but in the second interview. So you better be ready. Your technical, but I'm comfortable. You're from China. Your technical expertise should be fun.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
It'll be fun. It will be fun.
Thank you.
All right, Elon. It's my pleasure. Good luck.